The other day we did creaming method. We cream the fat and the sugar. Today, two-stage method. This is generally done with a high ratio shortening. So now, what's a high ratio shortening versus regular shortening? Regular shortening, the stuff you buy in the grocery store, plainly. Crisco oil, vegetable oil, Wesson, whatever they sell it as. It is that oil basically at solid at room temperature. A high ratio shortening is enabled to hold more water. It's enabled to create an emulsification with a greater amount of liquid. It's not something easily found in your grocery store, generally in a professional bake shop. But I did want to show you this today. If you find some high ratio or emulsified shortening, this is an opportunity to put even more liquid into the cake, again, because it will hold the emulsification. That greater amount of liquid will be held by the fat. This is when sugar is greater than flour. In other words, sugar is more than 100% of the flour in your formula. So there's too much liquid to use the creaming method. What's going to happen is we're going to use the emulsified shortening and the batter will pour very freely. You'll see the difference. This is going to be a white whisper cake today. Absolutely white cake, because what we're going to use is some of this emulsified shortening. This is totally white. And into the mixer bowl, 8 ounces of this emulsified, this high ratio shortening. To that, I'm going to go ahead and add my flour. I have 1 pound of cake flour here. Cake flour has less protein, so it won't develop as much gluten. Now, this is different than the creaming method, because the creaming method was fat and sugar. This is fat and dry, fat and flour. I'm going to pulse it at first so that the flour doesn't come flying out. Then after 5 or 6 minutes or so, this is what your creamed shortening and flour starts to look like. And next, what we're going to add is 2 ounces of sugar. We're going to use a little bit of vanilla. And lastly, I have 8 ounces of milk. And what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of that milk and start this process all over again by trying to incorporate the milk with the flour, so that the flour in that creaming starts to absorb a lot of this milk, and I can add it as it will accept it, as it will absorb it. Here comes our two-stage again, where we did flour, liquid, flour, and now some more liquid. We're going to add, if I can keep it in there, let's stop this first. We're going to add another 8 ounces of milk to it. And again, a heavy preponderance of liquid in a high ratio cake is what is the necessity for the high ratio shortening. So our emulsification holds a greater amount of liquid. This is a two-stage method.